Ah, Valentine's Day. A time for gifts, a time for love, and a time for a new project that will blow your socks off. Because you see, contrary to popular belief, I actually have a girlfriend. No, not that one. This one, Max. We fell in love during a road trip last year, and now that our first Valentine's Day is just around the corner, I wanted to create her something special. And that's when I had a most interesting idea. You see, me and Max have two key things in common. Number one, we're both musicians, and number two, we like touching each other very, very much. So what if I combine these two separate ideas into one crazy augmented reality surprise? What if I made it so every time me and my girlfriend touch each other, it creates visuals and sounds? What if I turn my girlfriend into a musical instrument? Welcome to Lucas Builds the Future. Okay, so this is probably one of the most complicated projects I ever attempted, and it's not because of the technical challenge, or the fact that I only have 2 days to make this. It's the fact that I have to do all of this without my girlfriend noticing. You see, me and Max both live in the same house, and I am a terrible liar, while Max, on the other hand, is like a freaking hawk. Nothing passes her by, and it's only a matter of time before she kicks down my room door and busts me being an amazing boyfriend. I needed a plan, and I needed it fast. Well, cue in Operation V. To protect the secrecy of the project, I filled our house with secret cameras and wrote an app that would send me a text message if Max was ever on her way to my room. And just like that, Valentine's Day was saved, and this plan will never ever backfire. So now that we have all that sneaky spy stuff out of the way, let's go back to the project. To create our instrument, we're going to be using the trippiest device in town, the HoloLens 2. Oh yeah. This is essentially the computer of the future, an augmented reality headset that lets you see and touch digital objects that aren't really there. In other words, the HoloLens 2 lets us design our very own interactive hallucinations. So here's the plan. First, we're going to be using this device to create an augmented reality instrument, which will let us make music out of thin air. And then we have to figure out a way to wrap that instrument around my girlfriend, so I can then play her instead. So this was our plan, and it seemed pretty simple in theory, but then I had to put it into practice, and that's where it all went fucko. So when I started working on this project, I had no idea what this instrument was supposed to look like. So I just started prototyping random shit. I made this piano, I made these drums, and I made this. What the hell? Needless to say, all of these were terrible for different reasons, and I was starting to lose faith in my ability to finish this project in time. This escalated into a full-blown crisis of confidence until I found a video that changed my life. This is a theremin. It's one of the first electronic instruments ever created, and it lets you play the air with your hands. Now let's expand this idea in AR for a second. What if you had a particle cloud in front of you that you could play, that you could move through to create all sorts of cool visuals and sounds? Well, that's what I started building. I used Unity's VFX graph to create a cool looking particle cloud and wrote some code so the cloud would react whenever it touched my hand. Pretty cool, right? Well, it gets better. Cause now it was time to start working on the sound. So I connected the particle system into a virtual synthesizer, creating the world's first particle synth.
oh, dude.
Oh, wow.
This just looks so cool. So this is our instrument, at least in cube form.
Whoa. Oh.
So now, let's get ready to touch it.
Now that was pretty cool, but I also wanted to explain to you how sound is being generated here because it's mind-blowing. You see, our virtual synthesizer uses a very specific technique to make sound. That technique is called granular synthesis. Granular synthesis is a way of creating sound that takes an audio sample and splits it into hundreds of tiny parts. Each one of these parts can be seen here as a particle, and as we touch them, these audio bits play and layer together to create really complex sounds. And because we can use any sample we want, we can make this instrument sound like anything. Alright, so I think it's fair to say that the instrument was a success, and now it's time to find how to wrap this around my girlfriend. Now the problem is that to make this work, I needed someone else's body to measure and test things on. And I did try to get around this by measuring Max's dimensions when she wasn't looking, but that didn't really work out. And that's when I made a terrible mistake. Real talk now. You see, I really needed a body to test this on, but the problem is that I don't have any friends. In fact, I'm a pretty lonely guy. Most people are very mean to me. They call me names like Dum Dum and Pee-Pee Head. And believe it or not, a lot of them don't subscribe to my channel when I tell them to. Like and subscribe. So here I am, trying to be the best boyfriend since gym office guy, but I don't have anyone I can ask for help. No one. Except my ex-girlfriend. Well, I know this is a little screwed up because this whole thing is supposed to be a Valentine's Day gift for Max, but when I asked for help, my ex-girlfriend said yes. So just give her a chance, okay? Introducing my ex-girlfriend. Gloria. Okay, let's get back to the project. To track my girlfriend's arms, I decided to use 2 transparent stickers, one for each arm, and these function as image trackers. And that's how the HoloLens will know where the arms are at any given time. So with that out of the way, I picked up the original instrument, squished it down to arm size, added a couple of upgrades, and we were finally ready to test. But there was a problem. Over all this time, Max had been getting suspicious.
Babe, what are you doing?
Nothing, I'm good. I'll be right out.
Okay.
Now, I'm not sure exactly what triggered it. Maybe it was all the packages I was getting, or maybe it was the fact that I kept telling her I was working on something super secret. Well, whatever it was, she started paying attention to my movements, recording my patterns, and eventually, the house of cards came tumbling down. Max had found one of my secret cameras. And let me tell you, man, Max, she was not happy about it. She kicked down her room door and charged down the hallway so fast, my app almost didn't pick it up. But the problem was that even though I did get an alert, I didn't see it. I was too busy doing important work at the time. Important, innocent work. This is it, brothers. There's no turning back now. All hands on deck. Let's just hope that I survive Max's wrath.
I can explain.
Max had no idea what was going on. In fact, she was so overwhelmed that this was the first question she asked me.
Why is there a fireplace on your laptop?
Yup, not what's up with the blow-up doll, or why did you make a satanic temple, but what's up with the fireplace on your laptop. Good priorities, Max. Good priorities.
She's terrifying. I'm stressed.
Yeah, our girl was going through a lot, but we were still in the game. You see, Max didn't notice the AR headset yet, so right now she thinks that I'm a creep, but not a creep working on an AR project. So to protect our secret, I pulled my ultimate move. As Max covered her eyes in distress, I pulled off this sick ninja move and hid the AR headset before she noticed it. And then, under the pressure of it all, I became a good liar, and I was able to convince her that the whole thing was just a prank.
It's just a prank. It's just a prank.
I hope so.
And it sort of was. I did make that one camera very easy to find. But what matters here is that the crisis was averted, and now that I'm a good liar, our secret can finally stay safe within our hearts. Now, with only a few hours left on the clock, there was nothing to do but think about the friends we made, the things we did, the lessons we learned. All for this one big moment, the day of the battle. All for Valentine's Day.
Some OJ, mozzarella.
You're really good at this.
You had 20 portions of salami.
Oh my god. Did you have fun?
Yes. Did you?
I did.
Good.
What are we doing next?
I don't know. We go home.
Let's take a shortcut through here. This way, baby.
What?
We're going home.
Haha. I'm so confused. Are you being serious? Oh god. Okay. Wow. Swanky. You're the best, boo.
What if I told you that there's still one more thing?
Stop. No, it's not.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna propose to you. Max? Hi.
Hi.
So do you have any idea what's about to happen?
No.
Are you?
My butt is cold.
Your butt. Oh, that's marble, babe. Are you excited?
I don't know.
Are you ready?
I'm crying.
You're crying already? I haven't even started. Okay, give me your hand. Love you. The instrument worked, and I could tell from Max's eyes how much she loved it. But this also felt like more than just an instrument. It felt like an entirely new way of knowing her, an entirely new way for me to show her how I feel. Relationships are very much like music. Each person is their own instrument, playing their own tune, but every now and then two instruments come together, and if they fit, they create a song much grander than anything that came before. But for the first time, this wasn't just a metaphor. My love for Max was actively being translated into this spectacle, and I think this is a wonderful peek into the future of intimacy and how AR can change how we experience one another. Now, this video has tons of takeaways, from how AR will change how we make and perform music to why you should inspire your girlfriend. But if you have to take one thing, take this. All this digital magic can take us somewhere real. Hey, so this is the end of our story, but it's not the end of the video, because there's still one more thing I'd like you to see, and that is Max's reaction to playing me. But before I get to that, I wanted to tell you guys a couple of things, including how you can play this instrument today, like right now. So first things first, let me just give a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters. You guys have completely changed my life. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to do this, and I wouldn't be able to put a roof over my head. So really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for supporting me, and if you want to join the Patreon community, links right here. Also, I'd like to thank my best friend and partner, Max Noir, for being an amazing human being and even a better partner. Oh, baby! Baby! Woo! Now, coming back to the instrument, for those who want to try out this original prototype today, I have made an AR and a VR version of those instruments available for my Patreon supporters. So you can go there and download it if you have any one of these devices. And if you want to go beyond this and own this instrument, you actually can. I decided to experiment and turn this first instrument into an NFT. I'm still figuring out some of the details, but you can follow me on social media if you want to know more. So yeah, thank you for listening to all these messages, and now let's get to Max's reaction to the final instrument. Okay,
so.
Ready? Do you see me?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh. It's like a theremin.
Do you like it?
Yes. Oh. This one's scarier, but there's hearts too.
What do you think?
It's awesome. How did you do that without me knowing?